The platypus, sometimes referred to as the duck-billed platypus, is a semiaquatic, egg-laying mammal endemic to eastern Australia, including Tasmania. The platypus is the sole living representative or monotypic taxon of its family and genus, though a number of related species appear in the fossil record. Together with the 4 species of echidna, it is one of the 5 extant species of monotremes, mammals that lay eggs instead of giving birth to live young. Like other monotremes, it senses prey through electrolocation. It is one of the few species of venomous mammals, as the male platypus has a spur on the hind foot that delivers a venom, capable of causing severe pain to humans. The unusual appearance of this egg-laying, duck-billed, beaver-tailed, otter-footed mammal baffled European naturalists when they first encountered it, and the first scientists to examine a preserved platypus body, in 1799, judged it a fake, made of several animals sewn together. The unique features of the platypus make it an important subject in the study of evolutionary biology, and a recognizable and iconic symbol of Australia. It is culturally significant to several Aboriginal peoples of Australia, who also used to hunt the animal for food. It has appeared as a mascot at national events and features on the reverse of the Australian 20-cent coin, and the platypus is the animal emblem of the state of New South Wales. Until the early 20th century, humans hunted the platypus for its fur, but it is now protected throughout its range. Although captive breeding programs have had only limited success, and the platypus is vulnerable to the effects of pollution, it is not under any immediate threat. When the platypus was first encountered by Europeans in 1798, a pelt and sketch were sent back to Great Britain by Captain John Hunter, the second governor of New South Wales. British scientists' initial hunch was that the attributes were a hoax. George Shaw, who produced the first description of the animal in the Naturalists' Miscellany in 1799, stated it was impossible not to entertain doubts as to its genuine nature, and Robert Knox believed it might have been produced by some Asian taxidermist. It was thought that somebody had sewn a duck's beak onto the body of a beaver-like animal. Shaw even took a pair of scissors to the dried skin to check for stitches. The common name platypus literally means flat foot, deriving from the Greek word platypus, from platus in pals, foot. Shaw initially assigned the species the Linnean name Platypus echidnus when he described it, but the genus term was quickly discovered to already be in use as the name of the wood-boring ambrosia beetle genus Platypus. It was independently described as Ornithorhynchus paradoxus by Johann Blumenbach in 1800, from a specimen given to him by Sir Joseph Banks, and following the rules of priority of nomenclature, it was later officially recognized as Ornithorhynchus echidnus. There is no universally agreed plural form of platypus in the English language. Scientists generally use platypuses or simply platypus. Colloquially, the term platypi is also used for the plural, although this is a form of Pseudo-Latin. Going by the word's Greek roots, the plural would be platypodes. Early British settlers called it by many names, such as watermole, duckbill, and duckmole. Occasionally it is specifically called the duck-billed platypus. In David Collins's account of the New Colony 1788 to 1801, he describes coming across an amphibious animal, of the mole species. His account includes a drawing of the animal. The body and the broad, flat tail of the platypus are covered with dense, brown, biofluorescent fur that traps a layer of insulating air to keep the animal warm. The fur is waterproof, and the texture is akin to that of a mole. The platypus uses its tail for storage of fat reserves, an adaptation also found in animals such as the Tasmanian devil. The webbing on the feet is more significant on the front feet and is folded back when walking on land. The elongated snout and lower jaw are covered in soft skin, forming the bill. The nostrils are located on the dorsal surface of the snout, while the eyes and ears are located in a groove set just back from it. This groove is closed when swimming. Platypuses have been heard to emit a low growl when disturbed, and a range of other vocalizations have been reported in captive specimens. There are some interesting facts about platypuses. 1. Platypuses don't have stomachs. Platypuses, platypodes and platypi are technically also correct, but much rarer news, aren't the only animals to forego an acid-producing part of the gut. Spiny echidnas, and nearly a quarter of living fishes all have a gullet that connects directly to their intestines. 2. Platypus bills give them a sixth sense. A platypus's bill has thousands of cells that give it a sort of sixth sense, allowing them to detect the electric fields generated by all living things. It's so sensitive that the platypus can hunt with its eyes, ears, and nose all closed, relying entirely on the bill's electrolocation. 3. Platypuses used to be giant. The ancient versions of a lot of modern animals, including penguins, were oversized monsters compared to the animals we know today, and platypuses are no different. In 2013, the discovery of a single tooth helped researchers identify a prehistoric platypus that was more than 3 feet long, double the size of the modern animal. 4. The platypus is a monotreme, which means single hole in Greek. Platypuses are one of only 5 species of extant monotremes, just them, and 4 species of echidna, which split from the rest of the mammals 166 million years ago. These egg-laying mammals get their name from the hole that serves as both an anus and a urinogenital opening. In 2008, scientists deciphered the entire DNA of the duck-billed platypus and determined that, in accordance with the animal's somewhat bizarre appearance, the platypus shared genes with reptiles, birds, and mammals. 5. Platypuses nurse without nipples. Although platypuses are born out of leathery eggs, the babies nurse from their mother. Female platypuses, however, don't have nipples. Instead, their milk is released out of mammary gland ducts on their abdomen. The babies drink it up by sucking it out the folds of their mother's skin, or her fur. 6. Male platypuses have venomous spurs. Platypuses are one of just a few venomous mammals, which is one of their more reptilian characteristics. But unlike snakes, a platypus's venom isn't in his teeth. Instead, males have a hollow spur on each hind leg from which venom is dispensed, but only sometimes. Although the spur itself is always there, the venom gland to which it is connected is seasonally activated and only produces venom during the mating season, indicating that its use is for fending off competing males. 7. Platypuses have retractable webbing. Although they can only stay submerged in water for a few minutes, they are mammals. After all, platypuses are much better suited to scooting around in water than they are on land. Much like an otter, they prune their thick coat to add air bubbles that act as insulation in the cool rivers where they hunt. Out on land, the platypus's short limbs mean it has to exert 30% more energy than a similarly sized land-based mammal just to move around. All that said, they do have one particular adaptation to ease their terrestrial travel: the webbing between their front claws, a boon when paddling through streams, retracts when the platypus ambles up the riverbank to expose sharp claws. 8. Scientists thought the first known platypus was a hoax. When the first platypus specimen was sent back to England from Australia in the late 18th century, the scientists who examined it thought that someone was playing a trick on them. It naturally excites the idea of some deceptive preparation by artificial means, zoologist George Shaw wrote in the first scientific description of the platypus, published in 1799. One of the most remarkable and weird aspects of the platypus, its ability to lay eggs, wasn't discovered for another 100 years. 9. Platypuses use gravel as makeshift teeth. Platypuses don't have teeth inside their bill, which makes it difficult to chew some of their favorite foods, but they have worked out a pretty ingenious solution. Along with worms, insects, shellfish, and whatever else these bottom feeders scoop up to make a meal out of, The platypus also picks up gravel from the riverbed. The platypus packs it all into pouches in his cheek to carry it up to the surface where it munches away, using the bits of gravel as makeshift teeth to break up tougher food. 10. Platypuses use their tails for all sorts of things. Unlike beavers, which have very visually similar tails, platypuses don't use their tails to slap the water in warning, or even to move them through the water. Most of the time, the primary function of the platypus's tail is just to store up to nearly half of the animal's body fat in case of a food shortage. A female platypus also uses her tail to hold incubating eggs against her warm body. Thank you for watching. Please, press like, subscribe my channel, comment,